Hello, everyone. Hope you are having a fantastic Monday. There's slight change today. I do have my daughter registration for school, so we started a little bit later. And Michael has to save his voice. How about that? Anyway, we won't let Michael say so much today, but he's still going to, I bet you, because what comes from mind and heart, really, he wants to deliver it to everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our discussion on Monday. Usually we do have it at 3 p.m. Eastern time, but today we've pushed it back a little bit. First of all, I wanted to say thank you so much, everyone, for coming and join our conversation every Monday religiously in the past, 30 weeks or so. Thank you all that are subscribing to the channel and following the Facebook profile. Every time when we're doing something, we doing our very best to deliver the values that we believe will help not only ourselves, but help the people that are viewing as well. So we appreciate you very much for being here. Today is Monday, August 7th, 2023. And once again, my name is Julie Nguyen. I'm coming to you from Orange County, California. And my dear friend, Michael William Ames, he is coming from Canada. So let's have Michael saying hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. That's the best that it gets, Julie.
Yes. Today, Michael sounded a little bit different. So we do hope that you still enjoy our conversation today. So as everyone who following up with On Passive, we all know that the contest for the grand prize cash, almost $22,000 cash is giving. That contest is over, and there won't be one this month. Okay, but we are waiting to hear to review the winners of that contest. Also, have you had a chance to check out our website lately on passive.com? Did you scroll all the way to the bottom? Did you see things different? According to John White, our website is on steroid. It's a beautiful website, and it's going really well. So thank you so much for everyone who have kind of putting it out there and sharing that with everyone. So truly, it is truly apparent to everyone who have been following On Passive. We all know and have witnessed the fact that On Passive is wisdom, or wisdom is fully in On Passive. And that is a topic that we want to bring here to discuss today. We both, Michael and I, we see that On Passive wisdom playing very important role in On Passive. So let's get started to talk about this. But first, I like to basically define the word wisdom. And I looked it up, obviously. Yes, according to Oxford Dictionary, wisdom is the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. The quality of being wise, the soundness of an action or decision with regard to the application of an experience, knowledge, and good judgment. The body of knowledge and principle that develops within specified society and period. That definition is basically what we all have seen throughout the entire time when we getting to know On Passive. It is play very important role in On Passive, in the creation of On Passive and the development of On Passive as well. So let's get started. Let's talk about the vision of On Passive. Where is that wisdom come into that vision of On Passive? And it's very clear. We know that On Passive is made for everyone. To do what, Michael?
Well, let me first simplify that, Julie. So I would say that wisdom is the ability, right? It's the ability for you to be able to think, for you to act in a productive way. Okay? So the ability to think and act in a productive way using what you know, right? Using your knowledge, using, your experiences, right? Your understanding, right? That's what wisdom is, right? And so, because a lot of people can think and they can act, they can take action. A lot of times it's not productive, right? It doesn't produce positive results, okay? The thinking and the acting. So it's important to understand that yes, a lot of thinking and taking action happens in life, but it doesn't mean that it comes from wisdom. It doesn't mean that it was a wise act, right? So it's important that people understand that, right? And then when we now look at on passive, we can see the wisdom because we can see the thinking that has gone on. We can see the action, the actions that has been taking place throughout these past 5 years because we see the results and they're positive results. These are results that continue to take us as a company from one top to the next top to the next. People are continuing to be amazed at what they see. And they're so impressed, and which is why we get so many people coming on board, partnering with us, people of high intelligence, including the staff, the employees, not just the ones that were just straight partnership, but the employees are viewed that way, right? And so we can see wisdom being applied in everything that we do. And this is why we have confidence and to trust the company in all that the company is doing, Julie, right? So yeah, it's clearly seen, right? It's not something that's invisible. We can clearly see it by looking at the fruits, by looking at the results, by looking at the actions that have been taking place thus far.
Absolutely, Michael, and I'm glad you really summarized that for everyone to understand. When we are looking at the leaders of OnPassive, everyone's that coming in, the decisions that they make, the wise leaders always know best when it comes to gathering around themselves the people that have the same missions, the same vision, and not only that, be able to have the ability to make the wise decisions to help not only to the team itself, but the entire company. And now it is the entire world.
Absolutely. Take it away, Julie.
Yes, absolutely. And the decisions, and every time when they are coming in, they're not just focusing on the job, the understanding of the job, but it's actually transcend to bigger than just the job itself. There is a mission that coming along, and the way how we see OnPassive is making decision, gathering people that not only affecting, the immediate team, the entire company and the world. Now look at the partnerships that OnPassive is making around the world. Look at the product that OnPassive is developing. Not only that part of it's everything that it's laying out, everything that is happening since in the past years is full of wisdom. It's brilliant, Michael.
It has to be, Julie. Like there's no other way to explain it. This is why, we say that OnPassive is filled with brilliance, right? This is why we say that everyone who come in contact with us, right, they can't help but want to be in, right? I mean, just think to be able to have, 1.4 million user accounts in this company, that alone in itself is a massive feat. And to accomplish that in such a short period of time, right? Because it didn't take 5 years for that to happen. We've exceeded that number now as far as when we start to include customers, users, right? So when we look at what has happened in a short period of time, it is nothing short of being brilliant. But when we look, Julie, at what's in it for people, right? What is the company trying to accomplish, right? We talk about the mission, we talk about the vision, we talk about, being able to uplift humanity, changing people's lives. All these things, Julie, right? There has to be a plan. There has to be a game plan in there. It just doesn't happen by luck, right? It just doesn't. right? And so when you start to look and start to see the plan unfold, right, then people start to see, okay, now I get it. Now I see how I can accomplish all that I want to accomplish in life financially. Now I can see how I can help my neighbor. Now I can see how this company is going to transform companies, the way business is being done. Now I can see how the internet is a positive idea. It's a positive platform when used correctly. Now I can see how we are the correction for the corruption that is out there. People starting to see it, Julie. Why? Because this is wisdom on display.
Absolutely, Michael. And I love the fact that we always communicate about OnPassive is a forefront of every digital solutions, the decisions that we make. I mean, if we are looking at the future of work, it's on internet. The future of education, it's on internet. The future of human resources management, it's in the internet. The future of communication is on the internet. What else? How about banking, financial, charitable giving? What about the future of raising our own children? It's on internet. That's why we are saying future of internet, I love the fact that you brought that point up the last week. I think we talked about it. Future of internet. We are the entire internet, not just the future of the internet. So truly, we gotta be careful of the words that we are using. And yes, OnPassive is the forefront of the digital solution. And I love what you brought up this morning also.
Well, definitely, Julie, because when we start to look at the products, then we see where they fit in, right? We see when we talk about the future, you mentioned work, you mentioned education, communication, banking, etc. When we take a look at those things and then we look at OnPassive and we see the products then that fit into those category or into that space. When we talk about wallet, okay, we're talking about financial transactions. When we're talking about net, right? Now you're getting into the social media space. When you talk about Bless, now we're talking about charitable giving, donation, crowdfunding, all of that, human resource management, whole staff, right? And the list goes on and on, Julie. So we can clearly see that if this is the future and OnPassive is at the forefront of each of these categories, this is why we can say that OnPassive is the future of internet. And again, that's wisdom, Julie, because this was thought of from before. We didn't see all these things happening, and then the company says, let's go do this, right? When we learn about Dubai and all that goes on there, and yet the company thought, long before that, yes, this is somewhere that we should be. If we want to be a leader in, artificial intelligence, we want to be a leader in technology, this is somewhere we need to be, right? And so when you look at all the different strategic arrangements that a company has done, again, wisdom, Julie, right? Our CEO is a very wise individual. I believe, God has infused wisdom within him to be able to carry out this task, right? And then we see the great, I'll say staff, but the great partners that he has aligned himself with, that he has employed, right? When you see those people who are so brilliant because they have great jobs, and yet they're willing to leave those jobs to come work with OnPassive because they see something greater, Julie. They see how we can, take this whole idea to a complete different level to have a much bigger impact in society, because that's what OnPassive is about, right? Most companies, they're not trying to impact society. Most companies, all they're thinking about is, hey, I have this great grand idea, about putting as much money as possible in my pocket. I want to be number one on that Forbes billionaire list, like that type of idea. Whereas OnPassive is not even looking at any of that. It's like, how can we make the biggest impact in a positive way on people's lives around the world? And that's why we see, OnPassive going in the direction that it is. That's why we see these products that are being created, Julie. That's why we see the value that's been put into them. So that people's lives will be changed. And again, it takes wisdom to be able to go down this path.
Absolutely. You know, the things that the list that I've said earlier about knowledge in school and school work and finance are all on internet. What On Passive is creating is the entire ecosystem that has everything that the market is currently demand. I mean, as you can see, we have what? We have ONET, we have OTrim, we have O Connect. We have all of those products that On Passive is creating because what the market is demand. Let's talk a little bit about those products itself, because On Passive just doesn't create a product just because they wanted to create. There is the entire research has been done, you know, decision has been made, and looking at the analysis of the requirement, the demand of the market. That's the reason why On Passive is creating the products that they are creating, and that is easy to use, very affordable pricing, right, Michael? Those are decisions needs to be made as well to make those products.
Yeah, absolutely, Julie. When we think of Academy, right, we think of the education space. You know, that is changing. More and more, you know, high-level universities are offering, you know, degrees, whether it be bachelor's, whether it be master's, PhDs, you know, where people can actually go online, you know, and not just get those, what's the word? What can I call them? Let's just say those lesser, I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but, you know, just go grab a piece of paper, right? We're talking about reputable universities, right? That's the difference, right? Reputable universities that are offering these programs online where you don't need to come to their campus. So you can stay there in France, for example, and attend an American university and walk away with a master's degree, right? So, you know, we're starting to see that trend, Julie. A lot of schools are offering that now. And now when you go to a lot of universities in the US, to their website, you see where you know, they ask you, okay, are you looking for something on campus? Are you looking for something online? Are you looking for something that's a combination of the two? You know, what are you looking for, right? So we know that is a space that is opening up, right? And so we're talking about billions upon billions of dollars that's in that marketplace, Julie. So while we're going to make things cost effective, make things affordable, you know, make no mistake, there's a lot of money to be made as well from that space, and the money has to go somewhere. You know, the revenue comes in, right? But the profits, where do they go? You know, and so, you know, we who are founding members within the company, brand ambassadors, those who come on board, even as customers, users, you know, there'll be something in it for them. There'll be a way, not just to utilize the products, Julie, but also to get financial benefits from that. You know, because this company is about success. This company is about helping people win, not just win by say, here's a product, go utilize the product. But if we can make things easier for you, if we make life a little bit more comfortable, if we can help your business save some money, you know, if we can help your business grow its customer base, if we can do all of this and help you with your bottom line, Julie, sky's the limit, because that's what people are looking for. That's what companies are looking for. And On Passive will provide that for people as individuals who are looking for a way out, you know, want to get out of that rat race, you know, tired of depending on companies that keep failing them, right? And so On Passive says, yes, we can help you. Okay, we understand that we have to sell products in order to make money, but maybe you can't sell. We can help you with that. You know, we can automate the process for you. We can automate that sales process, so you don't have to be the one going out there doing the heavy lifting to sell when you're not a salesperson, right? So, you know, all these different ways, that's what we say On Passive is for everyone, Julie, right? And again, the company's wise enough to know this. The company's wise enough to know that most people can't sell, right? So if we know that most people can't sell, then why would we want everyone to go out there and go try to? That wouldn't be wisdom at all. Okay, so the company says we can use artificial intelligence, we can use AI, we can use technology to automate that process, so it becomes easier, simpler, you know, for people to be able to win without having to do all the heavy lifting.
Absolutely. I love what you're saying. You brought up the financial part of it. Um, to be honest, in order for you to run a company this big, you have to have knowledge of financial knowledge. So a wise leader who lead truly have to understand the financial part, know to how to generate the income, know how to preserve the income, know how to basically manage the income. And basically, they have to literally sit down with the team, with people around them, with the leaders around them, to analyze, to solve, to define the reviewing the budget and implement the budget. And that's why we are seeing how much on passive has spent its money to do what it does. The Burj Khalifa light show, the light show on our little, Dubai. And there's other advertisement that on passive has been doing, and they got to use that money where it's maximize the values of it.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're trying to build your brand, it takes money to do that, Julie, right? You can't just put on a pretty smile, right? Like your pretty smile, you're looking beautiful today. Like you can't just take that though, and say, okay, here I am, do all this great branding for me. It takes a significant amount of resources, right, to be able to do so. It's costly, right? And yet the company's committed to that cost. Why? Because of what it's trying to accomplish, right? It's committed to doing what it needs to do to ensure the success of everyone, right? We know if you have something that you want to bring to the marketplace and you're so confident about what you have, right, that it's bringing true value, that people will receive it and people will benefit from it, even if they didn't get any compensation, right? That's a true definition of a customer, someone who's buying something because of the product, because of the value, because of the usage that they'll be able to have for that, right? Nothing to do with compensation, okay? And so we're bringing those types of products to the marketplace, Julie, and that's why this business will go viral, right? But the company has to be wise in all the decision that it makes, right? Including, where do I advertise? How do I create, different ways, different means of promoting and building the brand, right? What can I do that hasn't been done before? Here's a company that has not sold its products to the marketplace yet, but yet we can see its footprint, Julie, right? We can see its footprint all over this world in over 200 countries. We can see the footprint of OnPassive. That's incredible, right? So it has to be wisdom. It has to be wise decisions that have been made. It has to be wise actions that have been taken, to bring us to where we are now, right? To be able to, secure, merchant accounts, to be able to secure accreditation with, MasterCard, Visa, like all these things, Julie. There's wisdom there, right? People have to see it. And if they can't see it, then they need to open up their wisdom mindset, right? To understand what it takes to actually, build a massive business as this, right? It's not an easy feat. It's not something that you get up one day and say, okay, yeah, I got this, boom, and tomorrow you're ready to go. It does take time. It does take commitment, right? It does take loyalty, right? We have to have that. And we have some great leaders within this company that are so loyal to OnPassive because the mission vision resonate with them. It is something that they want to see. They want to be able to leave that legacy to say, yes, I was a part of this. I helped change this planet. How many people can say that? How many people from the day they were born, just before they die, right? How many people can say that, their life had an impact on this world? Not just on one or two people, Julie. We're talking about the planet. And that's what OnPassive is about, right? OnPassive is about doing exactly that, to leave that legacy on this world, right? Long after we're gone, that people can still benefit, right, from all that OnPassive has done, right? And that's exactly what is going to happen. So, we can continue to talk about wisdom, right, for hours upon hours upon hours, because there's so much that has gone into OnPassive to putting it to where we are today. It hasn't been easy, Julie. We had 2 years of COVID, and yet here we are. People have been sick. People lose their voice for talking so much, right? Just trying to help everyone understand, what this company has to offer. And it's a lot. And this company has a lot to offer. And I certainly embrace it. And I know hundreds of thousands of people have embraced it. And many millions upon millions will as we go forward, Julie. So it's exciting. It's great to be a part of something like this. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It is. We got to talk a little bit about the time, the strategic. I have a problem saying this word, strategically. That's a problem. I could never say that word. Plan, like unpassive plan. When is a good time to introduce something to some, certain, to the public, to the founders, the brand ambassador? When is a good time they're doing that? And when is a good time to release certain things? Today, we've seen the bottom of our website. There is Visa, MasterCard, the verified, all of that. It's always planning. There's always time management that comes into play to make certain decisions of when to release things. Let's talk about that really quick, Michael.
Absolutely, Julie. Timing is everything, right? I mean, take a relationship. All of a sudden, I just met you, Julie. I mean, I don't drop on my knees right away and say, would you marry me, right? That's probably not a good timing, right? You know what I mean? But after we've developed a relationship, and all of that, and then now we can kind of feel each other out, right? So, you can see when is a good time to make that proposal, you know what I mean? Because you want a positive outcome. You want that person to say yes. You don't want them to say no, right? So you wait for the right moment, right? And so when you have a business, you're brand new and putting stuff together, you have to wait for that right moment to be able to say, okay, let's open the doors now because the people are ready for us. You don't want to open your doors and they're not ready for you. You don't want to open the doors and they reject you, right? So one of the things that you have to do is build up your brand, build up your name, build up your credibility, right? Let people like you, love you, you know what I mean? Want what you have, create that demand, right? All these things have to go and be in place so that when you do say yes, we want to now sell or connect as an example. And everyone is saying, man, we really could use that product. We want that product. We got a little bit of it. We got a free trial of it, right? Now we're ready to pay for it because we want it, right? So, that's how you build things up, Julie. You don't just come out and here you go. No, you want to create this massive demand, right? And then you fill that demand. You fill it, right? By supplying whatever the product and service may be, right? And then we see companies do that. Movies coming out. Okay, that's why they have a trailer, right? Leading up to, the premiere of the movie, right? So it's the same thing. Timing has to be right. Sometimes, movies to come out and maybe something happened in the marketplace and they say, you know what, maybe it's probably not a good time right now. So they reel it back, and then later on, they'll bring it back out, and so wisdom has to go into the planning, the timing, right? The management of when do we actually deploy this? When do we, give this to the public? When do we say, yes, we're ready, we're good to go? You have products and you say your products are finished, but maybe not to the level, right, where they should be at. Yeah, they're good enough. You get them out there, you'll make some sales. But you want to be able to maximize it though, Julie, not minimize it. You're not looking for a minimum amount of sales. You want a maximum amount, right? You want people to continue to come and come and come and come, right? And then that's why the company has that plan to not only just here's one product, oh, here's another one, oh, here's another one, here's another one, and so on. Because as you build that loyal customer base, right, these users, right, of your products, you want to be able to offer more to them, Julie, so that way you don't always have to be looking for a new user or customer. So for example, I could have 1,000 customers of my own, right? And I may not need any more than that, Julie, right? Because they're not going to buy this one product. We're going to have more and more and more to offer. And so if they like what they see, those same 1,000 customers will purchase more. So because they buy more, I make more money. You understand? Okay, give them more products. Look at Apple, right? They come out when they have the iPhone And we've seen so many different versions of them, right? Because people love the iPhone. So, okay, you know what? Let's give them another version this year. Let's wait a few more years. Oh, let's give them another one. And people keep buying. The same people, they already have an iPhone, right? It's not necessarily a person who doesn't have an iPhone that's running to buy one. It's the people who already have one and, oh, this is the latest, greatest. Okay, I want that one too, right? And so on, right? And we see this time and time again with a lot of well-known brands. See it all the time, Julie, where they have a loyal customer base and those customers will continue to buy. You have restaurant, people go to restaurant over and over again because they love the service, they love the food, they love the staff that's there. And so they'll continue to go to that restaurant over and over again, right? As opposed to they go one time and they never go back. Yeah, if the service was bad, if the product wasn't good, the food wasn't good, they don't go back. But when you provide people with proper product and services, they will love you for life, Julie, right? Because people want to be around people that they like, that they trust, you know, especially in this climate that we're living in. Trust is not easy to come by, you know, so when you find that, you want to nurture it, right? And that's exactly what OnPassive is doing.
Absolutely. While we are sitting here talking about this topic, wisdom, we really have to ask ourselves, you know, all the companies, all the products that we're currently using, you know, like you mentioned about the iPhone, the cell phone that we're using, we pay thousands of dollars for it. Does Apple really giving us the financial or commission if we tell our friend to go buy iPhone 14 or 15? That is the question we really have to ask ourselves. Using this platform that we are using now to do live stream, do we pay a lot of money for it? However, do we get any profit of it? Paying for the advertisement of your business. You're paying in and paying, keep paying every month. But does the advertisement of it effective? Do they share the profits with you? And I think those are the questions that a lot of us who are currently viewing this, knowing the fact, as you have mentioned about this, knowing the fact that OnPassive do share the financial part of it with the users, whether or not you are basically just becoming the users, your monthly bill could reduce, for example. Those are the things that I would encourage the users of OnPassive upon your entering in OnPassive. Explore your back office, explore your ecosystem, explore the website, explore all the technologies that are providing to the world with OnPassive. And everywhere you see, it's all made for all of us, for everybody. And it's simple, it's easy to use. And the best part of it is for you to be in it. And when you are in it, you're definitely going to win, because OnPassive literally creating that business that all of us can make it our own business, or we can actually build a career out of what OnPassive is creating.
Absolutely, Julie. But even from the user standpoint, right? Think of products they use right now, right? Most people have a phone, they pay a monthly phone bill, right? Can you imagine if you're able to use your phone for free? Unlimited data, you know, voice, text, right? Unlimited globally, right? And it doesn't cost you anything. Like, who wouldn't want that, Julie? Like, just think about that. Something as simple as that. You know, maybe, you know, your family use, I don't know, $300 a month, let's say, on your phone, right? But imagine if you're paying $0 a month, right? I mean, what would you do with that $300 that you used to pay for your phone? Could you not put it somewhere else, right? Could you not help you maybe reduce your mortgage, as an example, or, you know, any other loans that you may have, reduce your debt, right? Maybe save it towards vacation, right? Just think of the bills that you currently have in your home, you know, your hydro bill, gas bill, right? You know, whatever the case may be. You know, can you imagine you have a car payment, you know, and instead of having a car payment, you know, it's free, right? Instead of paying, I don't know, $500, $600, $700 a month for a car, right? Can you imagine if you didn't have that bill, right? And so there will be users of OnPassive products, Julie, that for them, it'll be exciting enough just to have that product for free, meaning it doesn't cost them anything. Right? So maybe they're using Old Connect, right? And again, just throwing this out there, maybe because they enjoyed the product and, they got 2 or 3 others to use the product. Now it doesn't cost them anything. Like, can you imagine that? That user will be excited. I have something that I love and I don't have to pay for it. Right? Again, who wouldn't want that, Julie? So you could have millions upon millions of people around the world that are using the products, and they'll be in a position whereby it's free, and so they're going to love that, Julie. So so it's not just, oh, I can, be a millionaire or whatever, make thousands of dollars a month. Or it's not just that. You're going to find millions of people are excited just the fact that, oh, I'm using this great product and it doesn't cost me anything. That's what's going to happen, right? That's what's going to happen. And so we'll be able to leverage that. We'll be able to leverage that. And then as a result, that's one of the ways we'll be able to create a legacy, a financial legacy for ourselves and our family. That's one of the ways we'll be able to uplift humanity, because there are people out there spending a huge amounts of money on products that they need, but companies, I can think of back in the day when, you had your phone provider and it was ridiculous, the price compared to today. When I think 20 years ago, what my phone bill was like, Julie, you know what I mean? It's almost like a mortgage, right? Compared to today, right? When you started bringing long distance, you had to pay for long distance and, all these things that you have to pay extra for. Whereas today now, I can call right across the country. It doesn't cost me a dime. Right? Because things have changed, right? And so a lot of people will be in that position where they're able to utilize the products that OnPassive has to offer, and it won't cost them anything. That is brilliant.
It is brilliant, and we call it wisdom. OnPassive is wisdom, and wisdom is engraved and it's full in OnPassive, and that's why we're here talking about it today. We're going to cut it a little bit shorter so that Michael can rest his voice. I know he has a couple more webinars that he will be attending and speaking as well. Therefore, we're going to cut this short, but next week we are going to talk more about this, and there's a lot more that we wanted to cover on this topic as well. We appreciate every single one of you are here and either watching this live or watch this replay. Understand that OnPassive is creating with wisdom, wisdom from God, wisdom from the leaders, and it's made for everyone. And when you see it, when you watch this live again, you'll go back and you can pinpoint the key point, the key component factor of how OnPassive literally line up with the definition of wisdom. So we appreciate your time being here with us. Thank you so much, Michael, for being here. I do hope that you get your voice back. Before we end this live, everyone who know our CMO, our Chief Marketing Officer. Today is his birthday, Mohammed Nazel. We do hope that he enjoy his day. You know that he won't take a day off or celebrate birthday, because every single day to Mohammed Nazel is his birthday, is celebration. We do hope that he enjoy his day. Beautiful. I made a comment that the world very lucky to have Mohammed Nazel. Beautiful brain, beautiful heart, and we are very lucky to have him as our Chief Marketing Officer. So we do hope that he enjoy his day today. Any last words, Michael?
No, because I don't think I have any voice left.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your time being here. Always appreciative, and looking forward to our next live. Take care, everyone.